What's up, Wolfpack fans? Selection Sunday delivered somewhat of a shocker. NC State lands as an 11th seed in the West region. And it's not just any 11th seed, but one headed to the first four playing game against Texas in Dayton, Ohio. Many of us, including most bracketologists, had the Wolfpack pegged as a safe 10 seed. About 90% of projections had them as a 10. CBS Sports actually had them as high as a 9 right before the selection show, which is where I was kind of thinking they might end up. So, how did a team with a 20 and 13 record, five quad one wins, and the 34th toughest strength of schedule end up as one of the last four at large teams in? First the ACC was loaded. Duke grabbed the top overall seed. UNC, as usual, overvalued as a six seed. But SMU was in the same range, like that 10-11 range. Miami ended up with a seven seed. So this was making conference matchups in the early rounds more likely. And that's something that the committee apparently hates these early conference matchups. So bumping NC State up to a 9 or a 10, it might have forced that. So maybe that's what pushed them down. They wanted to avoid it. But really, the X factor seems to be wins above bubble. So this metric compares what a team actually did against its schedule to what an average bubble team, maybe around a net 45, would do in the same spots. It's become huge for the committee because it levels the playing field across conferences, or so they say. NC State sat at around 43 and wins above bubble. Missouri, another team that got in as a 10 seed despite some weaker metrics, edged them out slightly there. The committee said wins above bubble would matter, and this year it seemed to matter more than many people expected. So, bracket sites, they focus on quad one wins and net, but the selection folks leaned hard on wins above bubble. So here's the kicker. After the tournament, I spoke to the staff and I was told that they believed it was a real possibility that they land an 11 seed. They believed bracketologists were overvaluing some things, and the committee might not weigh as heavily. So while Wade says that he was surprised at Dayton, I think that's true. But I don't think that as a staff that they were very surprised at landing that 11 seed. So, either way, now it's go time. The Wolfpack faces Texas. That's a tough but winnable matchup. It's a rematch, so they've seen them before. If you win that, you jump into the round of 64 against a six seed like BYU. Um, yeah, it will be BYU in Portland, and that's a beatable six seed. They have some star power, but that's a winnable game for NC State. Then you have Gonzaga looming, and so that happens to be, in my opinion, probably the least tested three seed in the field. So I guess we'll see what happens. It's one game at a time. You got to beat Texas first. But remember, 2024, NC State turned that 11 seed into a Final Four run. That group is different, but this group's found a little grit recently, found a little balance, and they have a coach in Will Wade who's built a reputation on underdog runs in March. So the slide to an 11 stings for NC State fans for sure. But March Magic, it often happens with a chip on the shoulder. NC State fans know this. So, all the Pack can do now is prove everyone wrong. One game at a time. It starts Tuesday, 9:40 p.m. in Dayton. Go Wolfpack.